ready to count this down. So
let's get going.
Game number 1 here in 3.
3, 2, 1. Tetris.
But yeah, Knight, I mean, a few months ago, like 1.3, 1.4, has 2.5 now.
Yeah. Knight has been doing very well so far in Division 1 of CTL as well.
Yeah.
But Fractal, a man that needs very little introduction.
I think he won a thing one time.
Yeah, he won this very event last year.
Yeah.
And not only that, but is the reigning Genesis DAS champion as of yesterday.
He did do that, yeah.
Knight is the 3rd place winner from the DAS championship yesterday.
And so we could be seeing some very consistent placements here from Knight.
Again, yeah, it'd be funny if that happened twice in a row. Speaking of consistent, they're both consistently not burning.
You go perfect for 3. That is something I believe Fractal has on and off grinded for, just going for that perfect max out that Dangler got probably, a year ago at this point?
Yeah, it's been a while. I don't know if it's been quite a year, but might be going for it right here, the way these pieces are falling. Oh, Knight misses a spin.
Wouldn't that be a hell of a way to start this match?
It would. But of course, since it is a match, I am not expecting it to happen.
Yeah. Fractal actually missing a Vitz there. I think that would have been optimal maybe, but what do I know? I'm here and they're there for a reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wasn't even in this bracket.
116 here for Knight, 115 for Fractal. Getting a Tetris goes to 138.
21,000 point lead. Looks like Knight has something to fill in on the left side, and then L will work perfectly for it.
Yeah, very nice. Playing off of row 1 at the moment. Is set up for another Tetris. And gonna get it there. And can start to burn this down, but she's pretty aggressive a lot of times. Might just keep it up. And yeah, looks like she's gonna go for it.
Yeah, I see no reason to burn this down right now.
Yeah, if she gets an L here, probably worthwhile. Otherwise, I mean, just rolling on 18, play off row 1.
Even then, the goal just might be to, long bar will do it.
Opens well there. Does well, though, so we're still keeping it pretty aggressive here.
I like this. But the bar's got to come. Where is it?
There's at least some in the statistics on the side there.
Yeah, there's a red one at the bottom with the number under it.
Yeah. The first drought of the set here. I believe both of these players experienced really long droughts in their semifinals match.
Oh, no kidding.
60 plus, both of them, in separate matches.
In separate matches, there were a pair of 60 plus droughts. Of course, Knight covers well just as the long bar shows up.
I mean, as you do, right? Fractal's just playing very clean. Not too much going on in his board to comment on.
There are chairs being thrown.
That's not ideal. It's good content, though.
It is good content, but
if they keep doing it, I might have to switch to the audience cam.
Yeah. We might have to have a ref step in here, Arctic, if you could get on that.
You never think about that, right?
Yeah, I don't think about it. Separating angry players. Column 7 set up for Knight.
Yeah, 289 here for Knight, 331 for Fractal ahead, just over 40,000 points.
Stro doing those push-ups where you clap in between.
Oh, no.
Behind Fractal there. That was good.
Players trying to watch the video they're showing on CT1. But of course, who cares about CT1? We're on CT2 and we're better, baby.
Yeah, we got Fractal. I mean, come on.
We got Fractal, we got
Knight.
And we have Roncli and Tetris on the mic for the the 3rd place gold match.
Placement pieces, Tyler. Placement pieces.
It's been a long weekend, man. What can I say?
Simul Tetris 2 3/4 Tetris lead for Fractal.
Yeah, 360 for Knight, 423 here for Fractal. Really solid paces. I mean, these Tetris rates, look at Fractal's 86 and 73 for Knight, only 73.
Yeah, very hot pace in the 650 realm for Fractal. Fractal was interested in that.
Yeah, speaking of hot, apparently in the hot summer of June, we're back to CTWC in Pasadena.
Absolutely. 469 for Fractal, 387 for Knight.
Oh, Knight switching to roll. Got into a little bit of a situation.
I didn't even notice Knight wasn't playing roll. But it's going to do so here.
She did mention her leg being numb, so maybe I was trying to let that have a bit more rest.
Yeah.
But this is going to give Fractal a chance to kind of pad this lead that has already grown significantly. Now it had almost 120,000 points.
Yeah, that's a big lead. But we'll get the bar over for the Tetris.
Knight would love a J and gets it.
And Knight is looking pretty good now. But Fractal has built up a giant lead. Another Tetris for Knight.
at a mid 600K transition or so. He keeps this up.
Yeah, I mean, an 85% Tetris rate does that for you.
Yeah, I mean, only 450 right now. Only going to get a 500-something transition.
Yeah.
Only.
I was very happy with my 500 transitions. They would not be close in this game.
Absolutely, yeah.
Another
Fractal
Tetris.
610. This could be a high 600, Roncli, if he does not burn anymore.
680 is possible here.
And, I mean, being this ahead in 18 is fantastic for Fractal. And if he keeps this up in 19 and 29, I mean, it could be hard for Knight to chase it down.
Not quite a 690.
Fractal going to transition here with a 679, 543 for Knight. So
that is a Vince for Fractal, and will execute it in column 5.
Just, you know, when you have such aggressive paces, you just want to keep it up. So going for Vinces definitely makes sense here.
We'll have to see if that comes back to bite him, or if Fractal's just going to keep getting the bar. When life gives you long bars,
yeah,
demand to see life's manager.
738 here for Fractal, 621 here for Knight.
Knight has been keeping up since transition, though, and is back by about 120,000.
Yeah, that's not a Vince.
That's a small Vince.
But a T here could resolve this quite nicely. Bit of a misdrop, though.
Yeah, didn't expect that one.
And this is going to be a nice chance to kind of claw back a little bit, though. This is not going to take long for Fractal to get out of.
Yeah, and Knight very efficient right now. Will get the Tetris. Drops the lead under 6 digits.
And that is good news for Knight. You know, it's
Fractal
pretty
is
intimidating
clean.
to be back 6 digits. When in the grand scheme, I mean, it can only be 3 or 4 digits, but like just the fact that 6 digits is scary.
Yep.
A lot of mental in Tetris. But great pieces and great placements for Fractal here. Fills out that left side, gets a bar for the Tetris.
Whoa. Yeah, just gets it over, and we'll get another one over. 866 for Fractal, 762 for Knight.
I mean, this is a great game for Knight.
It is.
Fractal's playing insane now as well, and has cleaned out that board, gets another Tetris, nearing 900K in 24.
Couple holes for Knight here. It's going to slow down the pace a little bit. We'll see what she chooses to do. And it looks like a very nice burn, gets access to both holes at the same time.
We could be seeing some really high scores going into 29 to keep this up.
Yeah, very likely. Fractal
drought forming.
Yeah, having to take a couple burns there. So that drought counter now shown up. Ooh, misdrop for Fractal.
There. Oh, but great
burn.
Yeah.
And boom, Tetris for Fractal.
1 away and change from the max out. We'll be seeing a very early 26 max. Knight now only back about 2 Tetrises, so is ahead of Tetris in lines.
Tetris for Fractal, not quite the max. But there's
a million on the
dot.
dot.
A0000 for Fractal for a moment.
It's not scripted, probably.
No, not at all. But this lead is
diminished a
falling.
lot.
Yes,
Yeah.
45,000 points. Fractal with a dirty center well that hits the bar for the Tetris.
Will he keep it though? Oh! This is a T to the left.
Yeah, 5-tap failure there.
This is survivable.
Oh, but look at that burn!
Oh my god!
That was such a brilliant find.
But Knight only back 16,000 points, only less than half a Tetris.
Yeah, this is going to be decided on 29, I believe.
It definitely is. And the line counts were the same when that happens. This is actually just Knight clawing back at this lead. That was over 100,000 points.
Bit of a drought here on 28, but Knight pushes through it, takes a Tetris, double max out. 1,066,000 for Fractal into 29. It will be 1,111,000 for Knight.
So Knight in the lead now over a Tetris, and they're both playing on kill screen, and they could go all the distance.
Yes, level 29 or 39, double kill screen in effect.
And Knight's going for the center well. Will the bar show? Yes, it will, but a little too late.
Still another opportunity. Boom, Tetris for both players.
Yeah, B18 now for Fractal, B61 for Knight. Knight setting up again, but taking the burns, playing it safe, getting the well back to the right.
Fractal having to dig a little bit as well.
And Knight gets that bar to the left. These mechanics are nasty.
Fractal is clean. Knight is clean. Here we go, level 32 for Knight.
But Knight now ahead over 2 Tetrises. What a change from what this game used to be.
Oh, another missed 5-tap on the tee for Fractal.
Knight has a little bit of a 5-tap that's needed. Throws a T over and is burning it down. Oh. Fractal needs to get him.
Oh no, Fractal's going to hang a bar in column 2. Frame perfect to get anything over, and that's the end.
And
Knight will take game number 1.
Oh my goodness, Roncli. That's game number 1.
That's game number 1.
Oh shit. Okay.
Arctic said nothing. You heard nothing.
I actually didn't hear anything.
He said a word.
I get it, yeah, I figured. Looks like Knight wants to play us out, get a little warm up on the kill screen.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, Genesis is open 24 hours, why not?
Another Tetris.
Can we see the rollover here? It's going to be a little tough, but it's possible. Set up, bar for the Tetris. Knight just getting the Tetrises in any row she wants.
Pretty much.
Something, Tetris bingo.
Oh, perfect burn there.
Wow.
Gets the bar, Tetris. There's the
0.5.
F.
2 more Tetrises would do it.
The 1.6 million is called the rollover because on their screen, they will see the first digit wrap around a 0.
And Knight might be seeing that very soon. If she gets one more bar.
Where is
now,
the bar? There's no
not
bar!
gonna get it. But a great showing there from Knight there to start off. 1.58.
Yeah, Knight showing that she can go toe-to-toe with one of the perennial best in the world.
Absolutely there. Down Roncli in
3, 2, 1, Tetris! It's so weird to hear you count down.
It's in person. I literally say on my streams, counting down is for in-person events. It's so weird that you're in your room and you're alone and you count down.
I don't know. I
Or
love
in my
it.
case, my parents think I'm crazy probably.
Yeah, when I'm at home counting down, I actually will go.
Yeah.
I will throw the arm, 3, 2, 1.
I live in a mobile home.
Even though I don't have a
Across
camera on
the
me.
house.
Bit of a misdrop there for Knight.
Yeah, it should be a pretty quick solve though if the RNG is cooperative. But Fractal will certainly take advantage here and try to take an early lead.
Long bar dependency for Knight will turn into a dirty well here.
And that would be a perfect well transfer, for lack of a better term.
Yeah, this is still all right with this L.
Just needs that bar, gets the bar.
It
there we
is
go.
dirty Tetris.
And a perfect Z piece there. Is that an S? That's one of them. That's a Z. It was a Z.
Meanwhile, Fractal not burning. Has 5 in a row.
Knight, meanwhile, watching Smash Brothers, still wild playing Tetris.
Yeah. They are noisy over there, let me tell
Yeah,
you.
I mean, it's tight though. We're also noisy over here sometimes.
True.
Us especially. Maybe more so me.
But mostly it's Sharky over here.
That's true, yeah.
Noisy.
Yeah, Sharky is a noisy fella. Okay.
Over there, it's like half of the attendees. 159 for Fractal, not burned yet. 117 for Knight.
Fractal gonna try and beat that transition he got last game.
Heck with that, he's trying to go better, I think.
He's committing to this.
There's the
And
long
gets
bar.
Perfect for 8. A nice tuck of the J there. Knight
Yep.
gets Tetris.
Yield OJ.
And
Another Tetris.
Despite not burning, Fractal's only ahead a little under 2 Tetrises. Now gets another one.
10 in a row for Fractal.
Let's make it 20.
Another Tetris as Knight is actually in trouble here.
Yeah, switching back to that roll. Gonna nail the spin, get a couple burns here, but needs a bar for that left side. Gonna get it.
Did Fractal just platform?
He might have. I was looking over at Knight's digs. I
Crazy.
didn't notice, but I would not be shocked, frankly.
Another Tetris for Fractal. They're separated by 99,000 points over here.
Very, very solid lead here for Fractal. Which
15 in a row.
yeah, a pretty good lead for Fractal. It's kind of what happens when you just don't burn.
Uh-huh.
You start to build a bit of a lead when your opponent burns.
And all Knight can do is watch this lead go towards
Luckily,
Fractal. Fractal
yeah.
is just
Luckily
playing
that
lights
jump
out
today.
Tetris. And he's smiling the whole way, as you would expect.
I mean, as someone who has grinded a little too much for a perfect max out to no avail, it feels really good to get past like 40 perfect. And when you get to like the 60s and 70s, you're feeling on top of the world. Another one for Fractal, 72
There's
perfect.
the 70s.
But this board getting a little dependent.
Interesting use of the bar on the left there. He's going to have to use this in column 9.
And gets another Tetris.
Another Tetris.
I think he forgot how to burn.
Yeah, that's a good thing to forget.
I suppose.
So assuming you can survive 20 in a row for Fractal.
He did what I asked. I mean, fair enough.
100% Tetris rate.
Knight with 300,000 points with that Tetris, 321. 478 for Fractal with
84
only
lines.
Tetrises, dude.
This game is something.
What is occurring on our screen here?
Perfection so far.
I think Fractal thought about going for that Vitz. Opted not to. Has that bar dependency on the right.
I think we might see our first burn here with
We
a drought
very much
coming
will
up.
see a
And
burn
yep,
here. And go ahead and takes 2. And
So-
3. Can
so
you make it
very
4?
good discipline. 22 Tetrises to begin the game.
Yeah, but look at that Tetris rate. Down all the way to
All
97.
the way to 97. Oh, man. What a tragedy.
And also, look at the top. Knight ahead.
9
Fractal ahead.
Tetrises in the lead. So,
It was almost 10 there for a moment.
and talking about Knights real quick, 373 at 100 lines. That's
Not
a
bad.
500 transition pace.
Yeah, just Fractal is just almost at 600
No,
at 107 lines.
Yeah, Fractal's on 700 pace. And we'll score another
You know,
Tetris here.
I mean, I don't want to jinx anything. Last year at Genesis, Fractal almost got the first competition 1.4 into. He might be trying to get redemption here in this third place match.
We'll have to see.
Fractal, if you do it, I'll give you a $20 bill. That's all I'm saying. Motivation.
Uh,
Motivation.
you know, money is actually an anti-motivator.
Oh, I won't
Just
give you
FYI.
any money if you do it. 0.
Tetris,
663.
218,000 point lead for Fractal.
That's 8 Tetrises. My God. A 700K transition is almost guaranteed at this point.
Knight just looked over at Fractal's score and is just like cracking up over it.
All you can do is laugh. Like,
709 for Fractal. 1 Tetris remaining before transition.
733, I believe. Okay, takes a burn. It's not going to be 734 if he just gets this last Tetris. Nice placement of that bar. Nice placement of those L's.
And
gets
there it
the
is.
bar.
734, 980 for Fractal
Only
into 19.
540 for Knight.
Oh, only quote unquote. Tetris for Fractal. Here we go, level 19. This was where Knight was able to bring back some points last game.
Yeah, Fractal started off
But
here with a couple of burns.
this
so.
is a different game.
Yeah, so the 2 transitions so far are 679 and 734.
Oh my God, yes.
My jaw is agape.
Yes, another Tetris 812 on 20.
Knight doing a couple of burns here. Going to be able to open up the well with one more as soon as the pieces comply, which they're really not, I can't lie. Didn't burn with that T.
Yeah, it's a little trouble for Knight.
But
Oh, gets a
nice
dirty Tetris.
And
it's going for another one.
Knight.
Boom, dirty
You know what,
Tetris.
that's
Why
fair.
not?
Knight saying
indeed?
why not? When your opponent has a 734 transition,
Yeah.
is at 923 and 22? Yeah, why not? I agree. Another one for Fractal.
952. This could be an into 24 max out. Boom, Tetris for Fractal, 980. Just needs the bar. There it is. Boom, Tetris, max out into level 24
I took a
for
picture.
Fractal.
That is a 23 max out.
It
I took a
is
picture so
a
someone
high
can-
23,
I took a
technically,
picture so
yes.
someone can calculate it later. But that is a high 23 max out.
Another Tetris for Fractal.
Roncli.
Knight has been keeping pace, 212 behind. It's about the lead at transition as
Now,
well.
brought the lead back a bit. Now only back 7 Tetrises.
Well, that's because of scaling.
Right. But Roncli, we could be watching something historic here. 1.13 in 25.
Uh-huh.
I got a D76 with a 1.2 at the end of 26.
I mean, this is crazy.
Roncli, Fractal holding out for that bar. You were not holding out for a bar there. But
Go ahead,
if he's
take
not
the
comply,
burns.
takes the triple.
Has to take the burns there. 1,182,000 for Fractal, 937 for Knight, who's about to max out with one more
27
Tetris.
max is really good. You just can't compete with a 23 max like
But
that.
I mean, Fractal's work is not done. We saw
Oh,
what
that's
Knight
true,
did
yeah.
on 29.
I mean,
so
yeah, Knight could chase it down, you know?
So this is
Max
not
out
over.
for Knight, 27 max.
Another Tetris for both players.
Fractal could be seen a 1.3 into here. Knight looking at a 1.1 possible.
$1,292,000. You gotta do it, you madman.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Takes a triple 1.3 into level 29.
A86 for Knight, back 200,000 points. Gets a quick Tetris there to go to 1.1. But Fractal is not going to stop without a fight. It's going up really high here.
Yep, needs a bar. We'll get it over. 1,349,000.
Knight in a bit of a dig.
130 for Knight.
Opens the well and takes the burns, trying to just survive.
Yeah, at this point, it's just try to outlast, try to survive, hope that Fractal runs into a slowdown or something.
But Fractal showing no signs of stopping, albeit in a bit of a dig here. Maybe showing signs of stopping.
Both players got a
there you
little
go.
precarious there, but both are able to recover just fine.
Third place match, by the way. Just a reminder.
That's because there's like so many people.
Oh, that talk
for Fractal! Are you kidding me?
Filthy. A small misdrop there, going to be quickly resolved.
Oh,
Miss
the
of
diving
line
board.
flat.
Burns
Deals
it
with
off immediately.
Beautifully. Beautiful.
And we'll get things open. And the lead has not changed. 223 in favor of Fractal.
Yeah, Knight at C31, E61 for Fractal. That was the world record a couple of years ago.
Another Tetris for Fractal.
The Fractal getting kind of high here, and Knight in a bit of a dig. And that lead has gone down a little bit.
It's
Less
dropped
than
under 200,000. Level 36 for both players.
We're running out of runway here.
Definitely running out of time.
And Knight is just not going to be able to catch up if Fractal keeps going like he is.
Oh, Fractal
But
missing
Barret-
5 taps again. This is what happened in game 1, but
Knight gets a
Knight
Tetris.
gets a Tetris, but that's going to be it, I think, for both players here. And Fractal will even the set at 1 after a killer 18. For game number 3 in 3, 2, 1, Tetris.
Got it. Both players here with a negative Tetris rate according to Nestor's Gems.
Big old dash in the middle of the board.
Fractal
Yeah,
going to strike
there we
first,
go.
but Knight follows suit very quickly. Fractal's perfect streak might end pretty early here. He's not getting the J. Finally does. And just going to hit burns, yeah. That was a fantastic burn, though.
It was. So we're not going to be talking about anything ridiculous like 22 Tetrises in a row this game, but
Only one this time.
yeah.
Perfect one Tetris.
How far the mighty have fallen. But no, we are in game number 3, and Fractal has a 1 Tetris lead so far in the early going. Knight had some early issues, but has cleaned things up.
And Knight, once again, you look, she's dancing there.
Yep.
So usually,
Yeah, Knight has started both games as Das.
Yeah, it seems like she switches whenever she gets to a bit of a issue in the board,
Yep.
or probably transition if she doesn't have any issues. Think about switching from dash to rolls. You have to really practice that switch, because if you mess it up, you're kind of cooked.
Yeah.
I practiced months and months when I tried that. I've actually got something really good. It's really easy with the foot grip, actually, and I believe that's what Knight does. Oh, fun. Knight saying that she has lost matches before because of the roll switch and accidentally pausing, I believe is what she said.
Yeah.
So that's a joy, I'm sure.
Yeah, the most tragic roll grip switches usually are attached to the name Somalian captain.
He's thankfully, I think, full rolled.
Full-time roll, yes.
Thank God.
And he did get the roll switch down eventually.
Sort of. So, it's still.
I wouldn't say
fumbled.
sort of. I thought it was fine
It was
after a
pretty
while.
good. It still fumbled occasionally. I guess that's to be expected, though.
Yeah.
A little delayed burn there for Knight. Nice placement of that bar to burn it quickly.
You know who else had a fun roll switch for a while?
Who's that?
Tetris Time.
Oh, yeah.
Would
No, when I was editing for CTWC for TikTok and stuff, there was one where it's just like, they're like, you should do one with Tetris type switch because it's so aggressive. Like, it's so quick. It's like, fuck.
And he just pushes his table out of the way?
Slams the table to the side.
I was reffing one of his matches. I'm like, do you want me to tell the cameramen to just kind of like back up just in case? This is a good time. 334 for Fractal, 264 for Knight, 70,000 point lead.
Actually, you know someone else who had a fun grip switch? Fractal. He used to have that lap desk where he would tap, and he would like throw it off and then start rolling. I remember that CTWC 2021, I believe.
Oh, man.
That was a fun one.
Knight with a couple of tuck setups here.
Yeah, 309 for Knight, 342 for Fractal.
It's actually a little closer than it looks because Knight is behind in lines.
Right.
Both players going to be burning a little bit here. Knight opens up the right side and boom, Tetris.
And Fractal has a bit of a board to deal with here. Gets the T, but a piece too late, so going to be forced to do a little bit of burning. Keyword, a little bit.
A little bit. Look at those solves for Fractal.
I feel like Tetris is a solved game to these kids sometimes. These kids, they're not kids.
No kidding. Zro's a kid.
Yeah.
Another Tetris for Fractal. Knight trying to set up. Tetris for Fractals. We're approaching the 100 line turn. It's about a 1.5 Tetris lead in pace for Fractal.
I believe Fractal's on pace for another 600K transition. Probably on the lower end this time if he gets there, but
hasn't been quite as crazy a scoring game. But the L and J tuck in columns 8 and 9
you love to see
on
it.
Consecutive pieces is something. Ignore the drought in the lower right corner. It is faulty at times.
Technology doing technology things.
Yep. 506 for Fractal, 414 for Knight.
And before we get to the 19, we'll go ahead and do a quick shout out to get to that Matcherino. These players are playing for, I believe, a little bit of a higher share of the prize pool. I think that's what the third place match is for.
Yep.
So if you want to help them get a little more dough, especially Knight, who flew something like 3,000 miles to come here, you know, throw in $1 or $2 or $1,000 to the prize pool. Currently he's sitting at 2,300 plus, I believe, another 1,000 to be added later. Split between the DAS and the Open.
And I believe if we get to 2,500 before that 1,000, we end up paying out the top 8 players as well.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I didn't make it there. Yeah, Fractal touches away from that 600K, and we'll get
here
it
comes
there.
a likely roll switch for Knight.
Yeah, you can see the prep.
Oh,
misses
the spin again.
But needs to switch soon.
624 and Fractal with immediate misdrops into 19, but it's going to clean it up with that long bar.
A quick solve and a quick Tetris for Fractal, 655. Knight switches the roll just in time. 538 is the transition for her. But Fractal's already in level 20.
You heard that reaction from Fractal, too. He not happy with those misdrops.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Why would you be?
I was watching Knight trying to get a roll switch, and I just hear that, and I was like, oh, no.
Tetris for Fractal, 682 is recovered just fine.
Attention, FDJ.
709 now for Fractal in 21. Not quite the pace we've seen the last 2 games, or especially not last game, but it's okay, I suppose.
It's enough for the lead.
It's enough for the lead.
It's almost 100,000 points.
Actually, now just over.
Yeah.
Don't you hate it when you say something, but the players play too fast to make it irrelevant?
I just kind of gloss over it.
Yeah, right.
Another Tetris for Knight, trying to keep this within a 6-digit range. And doing that in game number 1 ultimately afforded her a win.
Yeah. 679 to 800K. Look, I'm not complaining, right, at all. I'm so glad we got to take this match. This should be on the main stage.
I don't disagree with that.
But again, not complaining here. I'm very happy with this. Knight has clawed back at this lead, only back about 70,000 points.
And has 4 lines available too, so
that is true. So a little closer than it may appear.
Call the pace lead about
perfection.
Call the pace lead about a Tetris and a half right now.
Probably the closest the set's been so far. Well, I guess the end of game 1 was pretty close.
Another Tetris for Fractal into 25.
Could be seeing a 26 max here from Fractal. Knight, probably an early 27. They
Very
maintain
likely.
the same efficiency or so. Yeah, 967 for Fractal into level 26. Knight holding out for that bar. Should be coming soon. There it is. Gets the
Boom, Tetris.
892. Boom, Tetris.
Oh, bit of a complication for Fractal on the left side there, but will Tetris into the max out.
Gets that back 3 back max. Knight not going to be able to get it as fast as she may have hoped with these burns, but there we go.
Oh, very
nice
nice.
solve. And a beautiful
Head
J
nod
for the
and
left.
everything. It's one of the things I've really liked about Knight's play is how much he gets into it when things are going well. The head nods, the fist pumps I've seen in other
You gotta
games.
love the animated
And
plays.
there's the max out for Knight.
Yeah, mid 27 max. So we could be seeing a 1.1 here for Knight. And really only back
Oh,
half
look
of
at this.
Tetris now takes the
That's
lead.
the lead for Knight right now.
And the likeout's pretty similar.
But it's back and forth.
This is gonna come down to kill screen once again. I can't keep doing this. Actually, I can, and I will.
I absolutely will. One Tetris remaining for both players. Fractal in the lead by 16,000. And he'll Tetris in. Knight gonna have to do a little bit of cleanup first.
Yeah, B31 here for Fractal. Knight
just
holding
single
out
in
for
here.
something. A77 into kill screen for Knight. Gets a quick Tetris to go to B13.
Tetris lead for Fractal.
That's now back 3 back 1.1s for Knight.
That is not a drought for Fractal right now. Another Tetris,
for Fractal to
1.2.
go to- Yeah, C score. Knight set up now. Gets the bar to Tetris. B64. Another one for Fractal. C65 ahead 100,000 points, which at this point is only about at 2.5 Tetrises.
Yeah, 103,000 points. There's only 2.5 Tetrises at this point.
Fractal has
And
to
there
make a
goes
couple
one
of
of
holes
them.
there.
Oh, yeah, Fractal.
But great burns. Oh, but a hang of the
Misses
bar.
a 3
Gets-
tap.
oh,
This
hangs
is a
the bar.
5 tap. And
And-
Fractal is not going to be able to get anything else over that. So, Knight, you are in a chase down. You need D13.
And I can't stress this enough. Not free. Possible, but not free.
Never
Kill screen,
free on
anything can
29.
happen.
Never free.
Set up.
Where's the bar? Doesn't take the doesn't take.
Oh,
Oh no! Gets a Tetris,
Needs
and that double
that'll
will do it. Knight is up 2-1.
My God, the set. Down
In
to 3,
3, 2,
2,
1.
1.
Tetris. We've been treated to an amazing set.
Yeah, 3 maxed outs from both players. 3 1.1s from Knight. In fact, 3 1.3s from Knight.
Man,
It's going to be magical.
Might be seeing that roll switch a lot quicker this time.
we'll see here though. That gets opened up immediately as we are starting with a drought early on, but it is a short one. No 60-piece behemoths, please.
I mean, me personally, I want to see a really high drought.
I do not.
Let's set the
I
record.
hate those.
Let's
hate
set the
those.
record. Yeah, but you're not dealing with it. They are. You just have to talk over it.
Tetris for Fractal has got a whole bunch of tucks set up here. We'll get the square done. Scores another Tetris and then gets the T in there.
Knight at 18 lines and 18,000 points.
Yeah, this has been a rough start for Knight. No Tetrises yet.
And you kind of have to wonder, is that the dash at play, or is it just like a rough start?
I don't think so. I feel like Knight is an accomplished dash player, as we found out yesterday.
Yeah, she played all right, I suppose. You know, like third place, pretty good.
Yep.
Oh, it looks like that prize pool went up to 2,500.
Oh yeah, we hit that
Do we
mark.
have,
Thank you to everyone who has donated to that.
yeah, K9 dropping $85, Drake dropping 20, Rogue Potato 19, and Cat My Dog with 35.
Very nice.
Oh, it's score.
Fractal very high up on the board here. Cannot afford to top out. Will get the bar over for the Tetris. That was scary. But Fractal should be fine. Has 3 holes in the stack. And we'll start working on those. And this is going to allow Knight to potentially catch up. In fact, it's already cut the lead in half.
You mean Knight score or the one after?
Well, losing score. Losing score.
From game 2 or 3?
3. Game 3. 220 for Fractal. 183 for Knight. Another Tetris for Fractal. Fractal playing 2 rows off the bottom for the moment. Likely looking for an opportunity to get at those holes rather than go aggressively at them.
Yeah, 229 here for Knight, 247 for Fractal. Still trying to dig out those holes, and the pieces are not the best. Can deal with this, an L would be nice, but just not going to get what he wants, and this is Knight's chance to claw back and maybe take this lead.
This is a nasty board for Fractal right now.
Cannot afford to drop another game. It's down 2-1.
I don't often say this commentating for Fractal, but I do not want to play this board.
Yeah, Knight is now taking that lead.
Oh,
Fractal going aggressive.
Fractal gets the bar for the dirty Tetris.
Nice line flat.
Oh, that S flat just completely dead dropped there, but
I don't want to jinx anything, but I think Fractal's going to get his first sub 600K transition this game.
I think it's a given at this point. No jinx required. 350 for Knight in the lead. 319 for Fractal.
It's going to burn it down. At this point, he just wants a safe board to play on. It's been kind of gross for a while. Just wants it to be nice again. But a great sequence there. Great use of those placements for...
Sets up the left well.
And an
There's
almost
the bar.
perfect wall transfer.
Left well Tetris for Fractal. And is going to
Nice.
set this back up on the right side for the future.
Nice square for the tuck. Meanwhile, Knight has taken a 2 Tetris lead, now at 397.
And Knight is in that
for Fractal.
wonderful position of being ahead in score and behind in lines.
And ahead in sets as well.
That's a good one too. Tetris for Knight, 445. Fractal getting droughted here. Is going to have to do some burns. As level 19 is approaching, still about 4 Tetrises away. Another Tetris.
I mean, I don't want to spoil CT1, but I think both these players could have beaten Alex T from what I see.
Another Tetris for
very
Fractal.
high. 451.
451 for Fractal.
Lowest transition this set by far. And Knight still 14 lines behind.
Yeah.
Has the lead at that.
We'll have the 500 here after that Tetris. Still one more Tetris to go before transition. And Knight, for the first time this set, will be going into 19 with the lead, 527. As Fractal is... I don't know if that's a real drought going. It is gone now.
Nice square for that left side there. And another one to fill it out a bit more.
Boom Tetris for Fractal.
Has clawed back that deficit to only 16,000, but again, is ahead a whole level.
Another Tetris for Fractal. Knight is open on the right side. Just look for the bar. We'll score the Tetris.
Fractal hung a bar there. Gets another one over.
Yeah, no problem for Fractal there.
Yeah, quite easy. And setup gets a bar in a Tetris. 5 at 95 to 614.
But those 5 taps have been brutal for Fractal this set. This board for Fractal is looking a little scary. Knight's board is looking pristine.
Kind of in the trend for Fractal's games, just kind of a lot of messy, gross, disgusting boards.
Another Tetris
But
for Knight.
Keeps dealing with them really well.
Knight not liking the J dependency, but gets to the J.
Tetris for Fractal, 664. Knight at 726. Still back 9 lines. That's 2 Tetrises of potential if she plays perfect.
And already has a 3 Tetris lead here. That's going to have to do some burns here. Fractal will have an opportunity to get back some of that lead.
kind of thought I was going to go for that dirty Tetris with how she's been playing, but took the burns, played it safe, opens the well, now just needs a bar, gets it for the Tetris. 796 to 725. Fractal opens the well as well.
Another Tetris for Fractal. There's a Tetris for Knight. 827 to 758. 69,000 point lead. Hey now.
Cannot just stress enough that Fractal's tournament is on the line, or third place is on the line, whatever you call it. I don't know.
This is true.
And so, I mean, at this point, if Knight keeps playing like this, Fractal's going to need quite great kill screen. We'll have to see.
And Knight has been playing excellent kill screen as well, so.
Basically,
in fact, I almost want to say that all 3 games Knight has had the better 29.
I believe so. Maybe not game 2.
Wasn't as good as the others, but I feel like all 3 were in her favor, and this game is so far in her favor as Fractal is about to hit level 29 and 2 more Tetrises, and will not have a max out going into kill screen.
Knight already at the max out in 27, goes into 28, A61.
Fractal's going to get a couple more burns, and now just waiting on the final long bar. Just going to take the double, 945.
Fractal down to 150,000 points, and Knight is still in 28.
Tetris for Fractal. Knight with a 1.1.
Oh, aggressive Akibar there from Fractal.
Oh,
and a couple of misdrops here. Needs a bar, and the bar is not showing.
Where is the bar? Big drought for Fractal. It comes, and he has to use it as an Akibar, and won't get the 4-tap over, and Knight is going to be your 3rd place winner for the 2nd consecutive day.
Consistency is key.
GG's.
Gets a little bit more money to fly back to Canada. What a match, Roncli.
That was a great match.
Knight's going to go for back 4 back 1.3 here, I'm assuming. Of course, do your victory lap. And of course, Fractal, GG's. A great set from you as well.
No kidding. I mean, Fractal was pushed to the limit by Knight, and Knight getting a top 3 in both of the events here has to feel really good.
And this could be like a major milestone for Knight in her rapid rise to top player status.
Absolutely.
And I believe she's going to CTWC, so I mean, look out for her there. I mean, playing like this, we could be seeing a top 8 run.
The B4B 1.3 is dead. Oh,
only back 4 back 1.2.
Fine. So, GG's. Congratulations tonight.
In an interview here tonight, how you feeling?
I feel awesome.
What was that? Back 4 back 1.2, back 3 back 1.3, a 1.5 was thrown in there for the fun of it. What the heck?
I don't know. I played really bad against Meme, and I thought that I was tired, but I feel like I just hate the small CRTs and the lights and about 20 million of her feints, and nervous.
Right.
Because I was not nervous at all.
Not nervous at all?
No.
Well,
as soon as I think I can win a match, I play horrible. And when I think I lose, I will play amazing. And then I win. So, yeah. I'm also about to bend down a lot. I'm going to... There you go. That's fair. Yeah, you can see me now.
Well, Knight, out of all the Tetris players here, you traveled by far the furthest. Would you say it was worth it?
Experience-wise, yes. Money-wise, hell no.
Finances. Ignore the...
I mean, I'm down like $600 even with the double top 4 placements. But who cares? Amazing weekend. And also, I get to be doing Tetris, and I get medals. These are priceless. These are priceless.
That's a sick medal. Show that to the camera there. Look at that. That's big. That's shiny.
I have 2 of them. I'm not looking at one up.
Well,
I'm lazy, but...
You got 3rd place yesterday in the Dash tournament. You got 3rd place today in the Open tournament. You got goals? What's going next? Where are you going next?
Meta Masters. Hopefully I can place well on that.
Okay.
Go to CTWC, place well.
You're going to CTWC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially now that I have this.
I mean, if you're playing like that, you're going to make a run, for sure. So I'm excited to watch you there.
We'll see how those couple months go. Secret things are happening with a certain controller that I may or may not be getting before most other people.
Okay.
If you know, you know.
All right.
It's the future, apparently. I don't know.
One more question that doesn't have to do with this necessarily. Recently, I believe it was in Friendlies, you got a 1.299
98.
DAS.
98. 1.298.
You're going to go for that 1.3, right?
Well,
Are you actively going for it, or do you try like sometimes?
I'll be honest. before this, before like yesterday, I played maybe 2 games of DAS in the last 3 months, and those were both of those. And one of those was the 1.298.
Okay, yeah.
Then I realized I was still good with a good controller for DAS, and then, yeah.
Favorite color?
Blue.
Fruit?
Fruit? That's probably hard. Strawberries sometimes.
Thoughts on February 23rd?
It's no day.
Cool. Any shout-outs?
I don't know.
No?
I'm not really a public player.
Shout me out.
Tyler's amazing. Oh my God. Follow Tyler at twitch.tv/Tetris. He's the best streamer of all time.
Roncli, got anything to add?
No. Just congratulations on 2 very impressive performances these last 2 days.
Thank you.
Very consistent showing from Knight here. Congratulations on your 3rd place victories on both days. Very consistent. I'm excited to see you in Mega Masters and Masters and CTL.
Yeah.
You play a lot of Tetris, I suppose.
I play a lot of Tetris.